The Kurgan culture, also known as the pit grave culture, emerged around the 4th millennium BCE in the steppe region of present-day Ukraine and Russia. The Kurgan culture's emergence in the 4th millennium BCE marked the beginning of a complex society that would shape the steppe region's history, characterized by the construction of monumental burial mounds that still stand as testaments to their engineering skills. The term Kurgan comes from the Russian word for a burial mound, which is a characteristic feature of this culture. The term Kurgan reflects the cultural emphasis on these burial mounds, which became not just a burial custom, but also a symbol of social hierarchy and respect for the deceased. Kurgan societies are considered to be among the earliest Proto-Indo-European cultures, based on linguistic and archaeological evidence. The Proto-Indo-European linguistic link suggests that the Kurgan culture might have been the cradle for a language family that would span continents, influencing languages from English to Hindi. These societies were likely nomadic or semi-nomadic, relying on horseback riding and animal husbandry, particularly of horses and cattle. Their nomadic lifestyle was supported by the vast grasslands, allowing them to move with their herds, a practice essential for their survival and the maintenance of their cultural traditions. The Kurgan culture's mobile lifestyle, with lightweight dwellings, allowed for flexibility in response to seasonal changes and resource availability, enhancing their adaptability. Kurgan culture is divided into several periods, with Kurgan I being the earliest phase attributed to the Yamnaya culture. The Kurgan I phase represents the dawn of this culture, with the Yamnaya people establishing the foundation for later Kurgan societies and their burial customs. The invention of the wheel and the use of horse-drawn wagons or chariots are associated with the Kurgan culture, though the exact timeline is debated. The invention of the wheel, alongside horse domestication, revolutionized transportation and warfare, enabling the Kurgans to expand their influence across great distances. Kurgans contained burials of both individuals and groups, with the deceased often accompanied by grave goods like weapons, pottery, and jewelry. The variety of grave goods reflects the belief in an afterlife and the desire to equip the deceased with necessities and symbols of status for their journey. Warriors and elite members of society were typically buried with richer offerings, indicating a hierarchical social structure. The practice of cremation was common in later Kurgan burials, with ashes placed in urns within the mounds. Cremation practices in later periods suggest evolving funeral rites, potentially influenced by changing beliefs or resource availability. Metalworking, especially in copper and bronze, was advanced in Kurgan societies, producing weapons and ornamental items. Metalworking expertise, particularly in copper and bronze, demonstrates their technological advancement and the value placed on metal for both practical and symbolic purposes. The spread of the Kurgan culture is linked to the migration waves that possibly helped disseminate the Indo-European language family. The migration patterns associated with Kurgan expansions highlight the role of this culture in spreading ideas, technologies, and possibly genes across vast territories. Kurgan culture influenced neighboring Neolithic societies, introducing new technologies and social practices. Kurgan culture's impact on neighbors illustrates their role as cultural brokers, exchanging goods, ideas, and practices that transform societies across Europe and parts of Asia. Pottery styles varied across the different phases of Kurgan culture, from simple geometric designs to more complex decorations. The complexity of pottery designs evolved over time, revealing artistic development and cultural shifts within the Kurgan societies. The presence of stone stelae, or upright stones with carvings, in some Kurgans suggests a belief in ancestor worship. Stone stelae with carvings suggest a sophisticated belief system where the veneration of ancestors played a central role in their spiritual life. Kurgan societies had a strong connection to the natural world, as depicted in their art and artifacts. The Kurgans' deep connection to nature is visible in their art, with animals frequently depicted, symbolizing power, fertility, and the spirits of the natural world. The Kurgan hypothesis, proposed by Maria Gimbutas, posits that the Proto-Indo-Europeans originated from the Kurgan culture. The Kurgan hypothesis, while controversial, has stimulated debates on the origins of Indo-European languages and the cultural dynamics of ancient Eurasia. The Kurgan people were skilled in the use of bows and arrows, as indicated by the burial finds. The warrior elite's burials with weaponry indicate a society where martial prowess was highly valued, possibly leading to a caste-like system. The construction of kurgans involved a significant communal effort, indicating a level of social organization. The construction of these monumental structures demanded coordination, suggesting a society with organized leadership and labor division. Some kurgans have multiple layers, suggesting repeated burials over time, or the addition of tombs for later generations. Multiple layers in kurgans suggest a practice of honoring ancestors through the continuation of burial traditions across generations. Gold artifacts point to the existence of skilled craftsmen and trade networks that reached far beyond the steppe, connecting Kurgan societies with distant lands. Kurgan burials often included offerings of food and drink, indicating rituals for the afterlife. Food and drink offerings in burials reveal rituals that aim to sustain the deceased in the next life, reflecting complex beliefs about death and the afterlife. Women in Kurgan society held significant roles, as evidenced by burials with weapons and high-status artifacts. The prominence of women in burials with weapons challenges traditional gender role assumptions, showing that they too held positions of power and were celebrated for their achievements. The Kurgan culture saw the development of the composite bow, a key innovation in ancient warfare. The composite bow's invention was a military game-changer, enhancing the Kurgans' hunting and warfare capabilities, contributing to their dominance. The use of red ochre in burials was common, possibly symbolizing life, blood, or the earth. Red ochre usage adds color to their funerary rites, symbolizing vitality and the life force, a common motif in many ancient cultures. The Kurgan culture likely practiced a form of shamanism, as suggested by grave goods such as bird and animal representations. Shamanistic practices, inferred from symbolic artifacts, demonstrate a spiritual worldview where shamans mediated between the physical and spiritual worlds. Kurgan societies may have had a complex religious system with deities related to nature and fertility. The spread of Kurgan culture corresponds with the decline of some Neolithic cultures in Europe, potentially due to cultural diffusion or conflict. Kurgans were built across a vast territory from the Carpathian Mountains to the Ural Mountains. The discovery of amber in Kurgan burials indicates trade connections reaching as far as the Baltic Sea. The reuse of amber, a valuable commodity, in burials not only indicates trade connections, but also the cultural significance of this material as a symbol of prestige or even supernatural power. The Kurgan culture's impact on the development of European and Asian societies is a subject of ongoing research. Kurgan culture's impact on religious and social structures across Eurasia highlights their pivotal role in the transmission of cultural ideas. Kurgan burial mounds were sometimes reused or expanded upon, reflecting the continuity of cultural traditions. Reuse and expansion of kurgans reveal a cultural attachment to these sites and the importance of preserving ancestral memory. The use of animal motifs in Kurgan art, such as horses and deer, highlights their symbolic significance. Animal motifs in art, such as horses and deer, symbolize strength, speed, and the interconnectedness of humans with nature. The Kurgan people's horse breeding and horsemanship skills greatly influenced later Eurasian steppe cultures. The Kurgan people's horse breeding expertise not only supported their nomadic lifestyle, but also laid the groundwork for advancements in mounted warfare and transportation. The Kurgan people's integration of animals into their daily lives and beliefs showcases a holistic view of nature and the interconnectedness of all living things. The Kurgan culture's military innovations and horse mastery influenced the formation of later powerful nomadic empires. The Kurgan culture played a role in the dissemination of the concept of the warrior elite in early Indo-European societies. The existence of fortified settlements in the Kurgan culture suggests a need for defense, possibly due to intergroup conflicts. The development of fortified settlements underscores the potential for conflicts and the need for defense, revealing a more nuanced societal structure than previously thought. The complexity of their social systems as seen in fortified settlements speaks to a society that was not solely nomadic but adaptable and strategic. Kurgan culture's influence can be seen in the Scythian and Sarmatian cultures that emerged later. Some Kurgans have elaborate entrance passages and chambers, indicating a belief in the afterlife journey. The intricate entrance and chamber designs of Kurgans suggest a belief in guiding the spirits of the deceased through a symbolic journey, integrating both the physical and spiritual realms. The entrance passages and chambers of Kurgans, often decorated or carefully constructed, were designed to mimic the cosmos, reflecting a cosmological worldview. The Kurgan people's lifestyle favored mobility, with lightweight dwellings and portable possessions. The Kurgan hypothesis has been refined and debated over time, with new archaeological discoveries adding complexity to the picture. Ongoing debates surrounding the Kurgan hypothesis attest to the dynamic nature of historical interpretations and the need for continuous archaeological investigation. Kurgan burials often included dogs, suggesting the importance of canines in their society. The presence of dogs in burials may indicate a belief in the animal's role as a guide or protector in the afterlife, further enriching our understanding of their spiritual beliefs. The Kurgan culture's expansion coincides with a shift towards a more pastoral economy in the region. The shift towards a more pastoral economy was likely driven by the advantages of mobile livestock herding in the steppe environment, which offered a reliable food source and facilitated territorial expansion. The study of Kurgan burials provides insights into gender roles, with both male and female warriors identified. The gender roles evident in burials with both male and female warriors challenge gender stereotypes and emphasize the diversity of roles within Kurgan society. Kurgan societies might have had a form of social stratification based on access to resources and military prowess. The geographic reach of Kurgan culture influenced the development of Bronze Age cultures in Europe. The Kurgan culture's influence on the formation of later Bronze Age cultures demonstrates their lasting impact on the development of human societies across Europe and Asia. Kurgan culture's reach and legacy can be seen in the development of steppe empires that followed, linking ancient traditions to medieval and even early modern Eurasian history. Kurgan graves sometimes contained evidence of human sacrifice, pointing to complex ritual practices. The discovery of human sacrifice in some burials hints at complex religious practices, possibly involving rituals to appease deities or ensure the safe passage of the deceased to the afterlife. The rituals involving human sacrifice, though grim, provide insight into the extreme measures taken to maintain social order or appease supernatural forces in their belief system. The Kurgan people likely had a rich oral tradition, though little is known about their specific beliefs and stories. The richness of their oral tradition, though lost to us in detail, is inferred from the complexity of their cultural practices and artifacts, leaving a legacy that invites speculation and study. The presence of copper mines and metalworking sites near Kurgan sites indicates a sophisticated knowledge of metallurgy. Copper mines and metalworking sites near Kurgan settlements highlight their economic strategies and the importance of metal resources in their societal development. The Kurgan culture's influence extended to the formation of the Andronovo culture in Central Asia. The Andronovo culture's connection to Kurgan influences showcases how cultural exchange and diffusion shaped the cultural landscapes of Central Asia. The study of Kurgan culture continues to refine our understanding of the early development of human societies and the spread of Indo-European languages. The ongoing study of Kurgan culture contributes to our understanding of the complex interactions between different ancient civilizations and the formation of cultural identities. The legacy of the Kurgan culture, from their monumental Kurgans to their potential role in the spread of Indo-European languages, underscores their significance in human history, inspiring continued exploration and appreciation of our shared past.